Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, WWE morale has been decimated.
The latest on CM Punk's WWE return and potential lawsuits.
We've got WWE's plans for Jade Cargill's push.
And the real reason Bianca Belair isn't on WWE TV right now. I'm Adam Wilborn.
I'm Andy Murray.
And this is the news.
Okay, let's kick this thing off by talking about the internal WWE reaction to all those cuts last week. Which happened following the Endeavour takeover. We knew for months they were happening, and they did happen. WWE staff, various headquarters told to work from home on Friday. There was job cuts. Nick Khan then said, hey, the job cuts are done now. People came back to work on Monday. And understandably, it was pretty damn grim. PW Insider's Mike Johnson with the report, noting that decimated would be an understatement as to the mood in WWE headquarters and staff after all of this. A bunch of people came back to work, and they obviously saw a bunch of empty desks that their friends and colleagues used to sit at. So understandable, I think. Over 100 person were cut in the end. There is an all-hands meeting held by WWE and Nick Khan today for Stamford, Connecticut employees. This is the new normal setting in now. Johnson reports as well that it was a sad morning and all of that, and the remaining workforce they face a lot of heavy lifting over the coming days, weeks and months, trying to keep WWE moving with a smaller team, of course. I've accidentally gone away from my notes there, but we're back. Don't worry, it's okay. Now, the fact that not every single WWE team had been struck by layoffs created a bit of internal speculation that there were more coming, but according to Nick Khan on Friday, they're finished for now. And, you know, this is the kind of thing that we all knew was going to happen with this takeover. But some current and former WWE employees have commented that these job losses wouldn't have happened had Stephanie McMahon still been with the company, which is a testament to how well loved Stephanie was. She's like a much missed figure behind the scenes. She's obviously been gone from WWE since this January 2023, when she left following her father's return as executive chairman. Mike Johnson.
That was this year.
Yeah, it's crazy. What a long year. PW Insider do note that look, it's not like Stephanie could have stopped a takeover from happening, right? But it just speaks to how revered she was, and you know those thoughts. This wouldn't have happened on Stephanie's watch are sadly not reflective of the reality of this situation. They almost certainly would have. Ari Emanuel, who's the CEO of Endeavour, WWE's new parent company, has commented that his company expects to cut around 50 to 100 million in costs from WWE, which is similar to what they did to the UFC when they took them over.
Not making enough money, that's the problem with WWE.
Yeah, it's just not profitable enough at this record-breaking period in the company's history. So yeah, I mean, takeovers, redundancies, is scary, scary stuff. Literally everyone in this company right here has been in the middle of a corporate takeover. Unfortunately, not faced these concerns. But it's a sad situation, and obviously I think of people who've lost their jobs, from high-level executives to people who are maybe on the first kind of tier of the company's scale, whatever they have. It's really crap situation across the board, and a sad reality of what happens when companies get taken over.
Yeah, me and Hamfler spoke about this when the story was breaking late last week, of course, and Hamfler pointed out something. Yep, a lot of people, you and I included, have been through this, whether it be in this job or other jobs. And just because you didn't get cut, it's a terrifying day when they're just like, work from home, and if you get a phone call, you might not be working again on Monday. But even though you may not have been fired, walking back in and being like, oh, Gary's not here, and all those desks are empty
All my
now.
mates are gone. Yeah.
It just sucks. And there was the fear, of course, that wrestlers could be cut as well. Is there any update on that?
Not a peep. No. Not a peep. So obviously you hope that's not the case. For me, the Office ones are it really sucks. Some wrestlers who are being cut, and I'm not scaling these or whatever, but a lot of say for example tomorrow, I don't know, a Becky Lynch got released or whatever, right? She'd find work.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
I feel bad for office staff who are maybe living paycheck to paycheck or whatever, and maybe face a tough few months as a result. Not that wrestlers don't. I'm not undermining anyone losing their job, but to me, it's a much of a shame to hear about just office staff that you don't know. The
people that arguably have got this deal through, that have elevated WWE to such a status that they were like, right, let's merge with this and make this super company, TKO Holdings. And then, that's it. I mean, some people, have got very nice payoffs, but like you say, some people are just like, right, what do I do to put food on the table? How am I going to buy Christmas presents this year? Sucks, man.
You talked about like admin assistants and stuff, and like I've done those jobs in the past, and it's like bouncing around them is not a lot of fun. So best wishes to everyone who was lost their position in this big reshuffle. I hope that they're back on their feet soon enough.
Speaking of legal things, sort of, the latest on CM Punk, potential WWE return, and lawsuits, basically. A lot of speculation about this, about Punk suing AEW, AEW potentially suing Punk, and House of Wrestling have come through with a report on this, saying that Punk is looking to avoid any further litigation and move on with his life. And he's actually relieved to have moved on from the day-to-day drama of his AEW existence. So yeah, Punk won't be suing AEW, which, when you read the reports about what happens, is completely understandable. Things have quietened down between the two parties. House of Wrestling couldn't determine if Khan and AEW could be suing him, going the opposite way, of course. We'll keep you posted on that one. In terms of a return to WWE, a source within WWE basically said, well, the product is really hot right now. They don't necessarily need a big name signing. And if it makes business sense, potentially they could bring CM Punk back. But we'll just have to keep speculating on it in the time being.
Happy to do that for the sake of the content. Yes,
despite all the teasers he may put on the fighting thing that he does, well, I'm 2 months free.
The little banter back and forth with him and the other commentator going, some fear for their life in your presence. That was funny. Like, I laughed. Look, this is going to be a complete disaster. This is going to be a train wreck. It's going to be one planet crashing into another. The planets are going to collide on this, and no crowbar could possibly separate them. This is going to be the dumpster fire of the year, and I'm 100% here for it, baby. CM Punk is going to go back to WWE, and it's going to blow up within 1 or 3 months or whatever, because that's just what happens, brother. It's going to be almost entirely motivated by spite and money, and those two things are a very dangerous combo. Look, I am a huge CM Punk guy, but I see the reality of the situation, and I don't think this is going to end well. So, look, I will be here for the coverage. We will be right here every morning talking about it for sure. But him going back to WWE, match made in hell, if you ask me.
I want to see it though.
Yeah, me too. I'm not gonna lie. And but I am glad there's not going to be any lawsuits, because people just, I think those two sides just need to separate and get away from each other forever.
Andy, a lot of people were panicking the other day with The Rock coming back on SmackDown that, oh my God, Cody's going to miss out on his WrestleMania event. Calm down, guys. We're just going to do a McMahon in every corner and do a fatal four-way. Roman, Rock, Punk, Cody. There you go.
Perfect.
And Big Show leaves with the championship.
Inexplicably. that is the story we've all been waiting for them to finish. Just quick, before we jump into another news story, I just want to share a fundraiser that long-standing friend of the channel, Sarah, is currently doing for the British Heart Foundation. We've got a link to her Just Giving page down below. Look, times are tough, but if you've got anything to share, it'd be very much appreciated. You can go over to the Just Giving page, you can read her story. And if you read her story, immediately you will want to help in some way. So if you can, links down below. Thank you very much.
Yeah, exactly. A fantastic cause, a great story. Please give what you can, like Andy said. Link in the description.
Let's talk about Jade Cargill.
I'm excited.
Story came out yesterday afternoon, but it was long after we'd recorded the video, so we're going to talk about what she's going to be doing in WWE a little bit. Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio, noting that she's going to get a full-blown push, baby, because they're paying her a lot of money, and you don't pay people a lot of money to throw them on the main event or whatever.
Yeah, well, you did it for WWE a few years ago, but nowadays a little bit better.
Yeah, 100%. So the amount of money that the WWE is paying Jade means that they kind of have to give her an opportunity, according to Dave. Her run won't be a minor thing, and she's not quite on the same pay tier as a Charlotte Flair or a Becky Lynch, which is understandable. They've been anchoring the company for years in terms of pay, but her contract will be much higher than WWE usually go. So in Davisms, it's quite hard to parse sometimes. I love him, but geez. He noted that it won't be like a Tegan Nox or like a Candice LeRae kind of thing where they bring someone up from NXT and then they just don't do anything. They're going to do stuff with Jade, and she's going to get a pretty substantial push. Now, as of yesterday, according to Dave, Jade and WWE weren't locked in, but it seems like an inevitability. It was reported earlier as well that, according to PW Insider, she was in Orlando and then flew home to Atlanta, where she lives. So, look, it's happening. She's getting a big push, and I'm all for it.
And nice that it's been an amicable split from AEW.
Yes.
Always good to hear that sort of thing. Yeah, look, Jade's an absolute star. I think everyone agrees WWE will be a nice fit for her as well. And yeah, you're not going to bring her in and be like, do you want to just do some undercard matches? You could easily bring her in and hotshot her into a big title feud or do the streak again with her. It's entirely up to WWE what they do. But we were talking a little bit last week, and people were speculating with, the merger as well about like people, going back and forth between WWE and UFC. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to be very much a one-way street that UFC people come to WWE because look what happens when people go the other way. For the most part,
it'd be funny, wouldn't it? Though, as long as no one gets hurt.
But I was saying, and I think I'm more and more convinced of this day by day. In UFC events where they're like, just before the main event or whatever, and they're like, look who's in the crowd, it's George St. Pierre, it's this actor. Put Jade in there. If you see her, I don't care if you're like a UFC fan and you're like, don't like WWE. You see someone like Jade Cargill and you're like, I want to know more about her, I want to see her kick ass. I think, they're going to push her to the moon as they should.
Yeah, big agree. Agree.
Let's talk about Bianca Belair. She's been missing from WWE for a while now, but she has cited the reason as to why she hasn't been on telly for a while, and it's self-care. She spoke with Metro about what's been going on with her and said, right now it's just some self-care. We did some things for others personally, her and Montez Ford, of course, that I'm excited about. Has to do with the future. She's trying to write a children's book as well, and she's got that reality show, The Crawfords. It's going to air on Hulu towards the end of 2023 or the beginning of 2024. More of this sort of thing, please, Andy. More people should concentrate on self-care.
Definitely, particularly in a job that's so intense and under the microscope as pro wrestling. I mean, you look at the level of scrutiny that the pro wrestlers are held to online, in the media, all of this stuff. Like, every single act is like micro-examined, and it's the same in a lot of celebrity cultures, but especially like online wrestling fans, where it's like every single move is like, what's going on here? I think that it's particularly true of Bianca because she's such a media presence. Like, she does a lot of that kind of work for WWE and community outreach stuff as well. So good for her. Like, normalise taking time off to just look after yourself. I'm a huge fan of this across the board.
And her and Tez are real couple goals, aren't
just
they?
Sensational. Love them both.
Plus, and I say this when people get injured, it's nice for once that it's not about an injury. If you don't go away, how am I going to miss you? For me, it's Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley, main event of night one of WrestleMania potentially, although The Rock may have put pay to all that. Do this more often. Encourage wrestlers to take time for self-care, and also them disappearing from telly. Will people be like, when's so-and-so coming back? And I can't wait for Bianca Belair to come back. She's also a real big match wrestler, isn't she? I think sometimes she gets bogged down on the week-to-week TV, but if you put her on a WrestleMania or a SummerSlam, it's always big time.
Stadium queen.
Yes.
Of WWE.
Right, let's move on to your Twitter questions. At what culture? Well, let us know what you'd like to see Bianca Belair do when she came back, actually, in the comments section below.
Forgot about that.
And we'll move on to your Twitter questions. At what culture WWE, of course, we're going to get in touch with us. Eric Vasquez, great first name, starts us off today. Eric says, I'm confused. Is the YouTube podcast going to be its own thing to subscribe to, aside from the current What Culture Wrestling YouTube channel? Great question, Eric. And the answer is right there. It is going to be its very own channel. And later on today, my little birds, I've got my little
Pinocchio.
my little saucers. Maybe something new dropping that I am giddy with excitement about. What Culture Wrestling Podcast on YouTube. Even my watch is excited about it. Go and subscribe now. It's going to be preposterous. Please join us on this ridiculous ride.
Indeed. Hit that button. I'm sure we'll have the link in the description below.
Mark Smith comes through. Mark's coming through with great questions.
He
this
loves
week.
it, man. He loves it.
Question related to Jade Cargill, which is
why is Jade Cargill 10 times better than Velvet McIntyre? Is that what this one's going to be after yesterday?
Not quite. Morning, boys. Should Jade Cargill A, dethrone Becky tonight on NXT?
Okay.
Ooh. B, arrive on SmackDown as the trade for Jay, or C, turn up next Monday as Chelsea's new tag partner?
Interesting. Of those options, I like the SmackDown one a little bit better.
Yeah.
I think that is the option that makes her feel like more of a presence, more of an attraction. The one of those three that immediately says this person is a big deal and you should pay attention to them. Obviously, beating Becky Lynch is a major coup, but also it's in a room with 50 people.
Yes.
I don't like that.
And I think that should be Tiffany Stratton's spot.
Yeah, 100%. And the Raw option, look, I love Chelsea Green, love the character, love the arc. I think she's in a good place.
Calling him Brian popped me for some reason last night.
Brian Saxton. Love to see it.
But yeah, I think whether it is in the next few weeks or whether they save her for sort of Survivor Series or even Royal Rumble or even the Road to WrestleMania season, whatever it is, it's going to be a big presentation. It is. I don't think. Do you think it's going to be pre-advertised? I don't think it is.
Nah, I don't think so. I think it's just going to be here's a person. They are good.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, well, they've set a precedent though now with if you are going to do the NXT title win, right, and you don't want to do it like you say in a room with 50 people in, they have set a precedent now with an NXT World Title Open Challenge on Monday Night Raw, which gets quite a lot more viewers than NXT, although NXT did over 1 million last week. Intrigued to see what they do this week.
Did do over 1 million?
Well, technically, no, right? But the overall did do over 1 million with Tiffany and Becky. So I'm claiming that win as a huge NXT stand. Yeah.
Becky's a draw.
Better than her husband. Right. Final question today comes from Mitchell Gillen. Mitchell, thank you for your question. I was just wondering, with the UFC WWE merger, do you think TKO would push for WWE to utilise actual weight divisions and belts beyond just the cruiserweight title? Maybe a light heavyweight division? Could it even work? Cheers, boys. I did see something about them talking about big sweeping changes with this sort of thing in WWE, but will it go this far, do you reckon, Andy?
Nah, I think that's too sport-like for WWE, to be honest. I think WWE is its own animal. I don't think introducing sport-like elements to WWE would benefit that. Certainly product in the way that most people enjoy it. Look, it would benefit for me because that's the kind of stuff I enjoy, but I don't think that would be terribly attractive from a general viewer standpoint. Also, you think about pro wrestling and UFC, you think about like UFC weight divisions, you're going all the way down to like 135, 125 pounds.
People are killing themselves to make that weight.
100%. And like the lightest wrestler in WWE is probably like a UFC middleweight or something.
Yeah.
So like it's complicated. Obviously you can change the weight limits and stuff. But yeah, I don't think it works in WWE. I think WWE is kind of fine as it is.
The one time I enjoyed it was it Buddy Murphy on 205.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, that was really good.
Really good.
But yeah, and also it complicates things because someone, who could it possibly be, could randomly decide Bronson Reed needs a title, let's give him the featherweight championship or whatever. It's not going to work.
It would also prevent like a Finn Balor from becoming world heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
And nah.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Omos is the only guy who can hold it.
Yes, I want someone like Chad Gable, exactly, to be at least potentially able to challenge for that championship and whisper it. But I think WWE have kind of got it pretty good with the belts right now. Men's title, world tag titles have been merged. That's good. They need to stay like that. You can have your opinions on Seth's B-level championship or whatever.
It's fine.
But they've done phenomenal things with that Intercontinental Championship, and I really like the way they've utilised the North American Championship on NXT to put it on Dirty Dom, because please God let him lose it soon. God, I hate him holding it, but that's part of it.
Scamp, and you know what? You are just as bad as Dominic Mysterio if you don't click on this video right here.
Hey.
Bye.
Bye.